This is all so easy to do, and it's rewarding to have seeds saved from my own garden, from things I grew, and I know if I need these seeds, I have them, so. Hey guys, I'm Kaylyn. Welcome back to Fable Hill Farm. I know this is kind of a different backdrop than my usual videos. I'm actually out in my garage right now, and I just finished decorating this tree, putting it up. Have maybe a few last minute things I want to do to it, but it's almost done, and I'll give you guys a little look at it up close here in a second. And I'm going to be showing you actually some different seed saving techniques, or how to save a couple different varieties of seeds that are common things that you may grow in your garden next year. And it's kind of weird timing because it's December and I've had these plants sitting dried in my garage for months. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to save sunflower seeds, lettuce seeds, radish seeds, beans. And so I'm gonna show you those, and also my pumpkins that I saved the seeds from for the goats. But before we do that, I just want to show you, we're actually getting our first nice blanket of snow. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. We're here in Michigan, zone 5B. It's beautiful, and the goats have been locked in the barn, the does, most of the day, just because it was kind of rainy, sleety earlier, and that's just not great for respiratory systems for goats. And we just wanted to keep them nice and warm and dry in the barn, but it's totally fine for animals to be out in snow and inclement weather and things of that nature. They have warm coats, our barn's not heated or anything, and we certainly want them to be adapted to the climate here. And they're all from, herds that are in Michigan, so genetically they should be, well predisposed to dealing with it. So I'm gonna go open the barn, and I thought I would let you guys see them for a minute and say hello, and then we're gonna dive into these seeds. But first, I'll show you the Christmas tree. Look at the snow. My husband took our daughter Ellie out to go sledding for the first time in our yard. We live up on a little hill, so that was cool, and she seemed to really enjoy it. And as you can see, the Muscovies are just kind of hanging out, just chilling. Some of them are in the woodshed. Our big Drake Merlin. You guys are all wet. You could go in your duck house, or go somewhere else. It sure is beautiful though. Be interesting. Our first time with the Premier One in the snow. We have the Premier One electric sheep and goat net fencing, double spike. Hi girls. Hello. What do you think, girls? Don't eat my shirt. Okay, I just wanted to open the door for you. You have the option. You can go out. It's snowy. And there's a cat somewhere. I'm gonna plug in their electric bucket here. Got plenty of water. Woo! Gosh, wind's picking up. All right, I'll see you girls around. Spot on my camera? Oh. I don't have gloves on. This was a bad choice. Whew. It's nice to come into the garage and have a Christmas tree. All right, you guys, so I'm just gonna get right to it. We are saving seeds. I kept these to show you all, and I'm finally getting around to it months and months and months after the garden has been done for us. I am out here in my garden right now, the remnants of my garden, holding down this ginormous sunflower here. And it was the only one out of all the different varieties I planted of this type that grew. It was huge. I mean, the thing's like, I don't know, 10 feet tall. It's enormous. And breaking down, and you can see it looks kind of like gross here, but look at all the seeds that are in there. So those are all seeds right there. So it's pretty cool. As I lift it up, you can see it's just massive in comparison to, you know, my fence here. Back up, I brought out my trimmers, but it's just huge. And that was my whole row of sunflowers. That was that giant one. You can also see here's some runner beans. I let these all go to seed, and we've just had like gross rain, sleet stuff for the past couple days. So this is all wet, and I'm not going to pick these right now. I'm gonna let it dry out. Got some bean pods here, some different varieties of beans, and I already took a lot of them out, but I saved these ones to show you the actual process with it. And we've got, it's really beautiful. There's some Jacob's cattle beans, which is this one right here. Looks like a longhorn. There's the, I think Calypso is one name. They're also called orca beans. Come on. Kind of see the, you know, the killer whale pattern on them. Orca beans. Some dragon's tongue bush beans. And some of these I think might be Borlato di Vigivano nanos. This is pretty straightforward. You leave the pods on your plant and you let them dry up. Then you collect them when they're nice and dry, and you get beans that you can then plant or technically eat. Look at those. Those are beautiful. Those will grow more beans. Add them to the pile. I am going to sort out these beans, but I don't need to show you all that. Here I have my box. I keep all my extra baggies that I reuse, and these I use for seed swaps, or, you know, I have tons of these little bags. And this is what I'm going to put my beans in. These are from my pumpkins, and I've actually saved quite a bit of them and used quite a bit of them already with the goats. And that's what I saved them for. They're just raw. All I did was scrape them out of a pumpkin and, you know, clean them really good, rinse them, let them dry. They get kind of that little husk comes off of them when they're fully dry. And then you just have this raw pumpkin seed. And what I did is put them on a screen. And then I'm gonna put them in this jar. These are some more pumpkin seeds, different varieties, so different color seeds if you're wondering why they look brown, some of them. And this will go out in the goat barn for the goats for a natural dewormer. Now, this is what it looks like when you let lettuce go to seed, and I don't know what varieties these are. It doesn't matter for the purpose of me growing them and just having some lettuce seeds if I need them. So basically, these grow up tall from the lettuce growing here on the ground, and it grows up really tall, and then if you let it, it flowers, and then they get these little wispy guys when they're done flowering. And if you pull the wispy guys out, these are little lettuce seeds, and these will each grow one head of lettuce. Saving lettuce seeds is not the most time well spent, you know. So you gotta weigh everything: risk, cost, reward, effort. This is a little time consuming to do this. I don't mind it. It's kind of one of those tasks where you can just clear your mind and, you know, like sewing or knitting or milking, things like that, you know, mindless tasks that are good for the mind. So it's important to learn how to save these seeds, right? But It's also important to realize that if you don't have the time, if the seeds are available, should you go out and buy seeds instead of saving them? Sure, you can do that. I bought lettuce seeds this year. I also still have a ton of lettuce seeds in my seed collection. But I'm still glad I saved these seeds. I'm glad I realized how easy it was to save these seeds. Overall, all of these seeds, that's kind of the whole point, you know. You can buy seeds, bearing in mind with everything happening in the world with COVID and all of that, seeing seed shortages and food shortages or resource shortages in general, especially when it relates to gardening, to homesteading, to farming, to raising your own food. We're going to continue to see that next year. We can already anticipate that to be a reality based off the current socio-political, economic environment that we're living in. And that's something that we're all facing, we're all dealing with. But I know like Jess at Roots and Refuge Farm has talked about her, you know, conversations with people who own seed companies. And I've heard from, you know, other sources that there are going to be shortages. I've seen the things sell out, you know, immediately when they get posted. So just bear that in mind. You know, if you haven't bought seeds, you should probably think about doing it. I'm not saying to panic and go, oh my God, I've got to have all of this stuff now. But hey, being prepared is a good thing. If we learned anything of 2020, it's good to be prepared. So it's important to learn these skills. It's super easy to do. There are some time components with it, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. Sunflowers take a long time to dry on the stalk before you can actually cut them. But you can see those are all sunflower seeds, which is pretty cool. And some of them are more bare. These are all different varieties. I grew a ton of varieties of sunflowers. So the radishes are similar to the lettuce, that they just, you know, grow up this tall flower that they're actually really quite pretty. And when a radish goes to seed and it blooms and you let these pods dry out and you leave them on the plant, you get these cool little pods. And ta-da. Inside of there was 3 radish seeds. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know, a little strange. We're getting into gardening stuff here in December in Michigan. Better late than never. I'm glad I got to share this with you all. Hopefully it was helpful information. Like I said, these are things that are very common, easy to grow, and should be in your garden if you like to eat them. Grow what you like to eat. That's something I really learned from this past gardening season. I grew a lot to experiment, and there is beauty and wonder in experimenting, and you should definitely follow your heart and do some experimenting if that's what you want to do. And there's so much to grow, there's so much to try, and that's the beauty of it, is you would never otherwise come into contact with most of those things if you don't grow them yourself. So you know, there's that. But like I said, grow what you like to eat too, because you know, you're gonna have all this food, you're gonna have this bounty, and you're gonna have to work to preserve it and to use it and to harvest it and to weed it and tend it and all of these things. So if you don't like to eat it, why are you growing it? Why are you putting all the work in? It doesn't really make sense. You know, there's things of beauty, there's things with a purpose, there's things for canning, there's things for fresh eating. Consider all of that when you're planning your garden. If you like this video, if you want to see more homesteading related content, if you're interested in holistic livestock management, gardening, food preservation, natural health for your family and your livestock, please subscribe, leave me a comment down below. I love to hear from you guys. So what is it that you want to know about? It's winter. Oh, it feels like it.